Have you ever wished you could talk to your pets? Not just guess what they're thinking, but actually have a conversation. Well, let me tell you the story of Dr. Dolittle, a man who did just that. It all started on a rainy day. Dr. Dolittle, a people's doctor, was sitting in his kitchen with the cat's meat man, who was nursing a stomachache. "You know, doctor," the man said, "you ought to give up being a people's doctor and become an animal doctor instead." The doctor's parrot, Polynesia, who was perched by the window, stopped her singing and listened intently. "You know so much about animals," the man continued. "My wife read me your book about cats, and it's just wonderful. It's like you were a cat yourself. You could make a lot of money doctoring animals. I could even send you all the old ladies with sick cats and dogs." He then suggested, with a wink, that he could put a little something in the meat he sells to make the pets sick if business was slow. "Oh no," the doctor said quickly, "that wouldn't be right at all." "Right, right," the man agreed. "But they'll get sick anyway, the way those old ladies overfeed them. Think about it, doctor. All the farmers with lame horses and weak lambs would come to you. You should be an animal doctor." After the cat's meat man left, Polynesia flew over to the doctor's table. "That man's got sense," she squawked. "That's exactly what you should do. Be an animal doctor. Give up these silly people who don't appreciate you. The animals will know you're the best." The doctor hesitated. "But there are plenty of animal doctors," he said, moving his flower pots to catch the rain. "Yes, plenty," Polynesia scoffed, "but none of them are any good. Now listen, doctor, and I'll tell you a secret. Did you know that animals can talk?" The doctor was surprised. "I knew that parrots can talk," he replied. "Oh, we parrots can speak 2 languages," Polynesia said proudly. "People's language and bird language. You understand when I say, 'Polly wants a cracker.' But what about this?" She then let out a series of chirps and whistles. "Kaka oi, fifey." "Goodness me," the doctor exclaimed. "What does that mean?" "It means, 'Is the porridge hot yet?'" In bird language, she explained. The doctor was utterly fascinated. "You never talked like that to me before," he said. "What would have been the point?" Polynesia replied, dusting a crumb from her wing. "You wouldn't have understood me. Tell me more." The doctor cried, rushing to grab a notebook and pencil. "Don't go too fast. I'll write it all down. Start with the birds ABC and so." For the rest of the rainy afternoon, Polynesia taught the doctor the language of the birds. When his dog, Jip, came in at tea time, the parrot said, "See, he's talking to you." "It just looks like he's scratching his ear," the doctor observed. "Animals don't always speak with their mouths," Polynesia explained, raising her eyebrows. "They talk with their ears, their feet, their tails, with everything. See how he's twitching one side of his nose?" "What does that mean?" the doctor asked. "It means, 'Can't you see it's stopped raining?' He's asking you a question." Dogs almost always use their noses to ask questions. With Polynesia's help, the doctor quickly mastered the language of the animals. He could understand everything they said and even talk back to them. And just like that, he gave up being a people's doctor for good. The word spread like wildfire. The cat's meatman told everyone that John Dolittle was now an animal doctor. Soon old ladies were bringing their poodles who'd had too much cake, and farmers travelled 4 miles with their sick cows and sheep. One day a plough horse was brought to him. The poor animal was so relieved to finally meet a man who could understand horse language. "You know, doctor," the horse said, "that vet over the hill knows nothing. He's been treating me for 6 weeks for spavins, but that's not my problem at all. What I need is spectacles. I'm going blind in one eye. There's no reason a horse shouldn't wear glasses, but that man never even looked at my eyes. He just kept giving me big pills. I tried to tell him, but he couldn't understand a word I said." Of course," said the doctor. "I'll get you some right away. I'd like a pair like yours," the horse requested, "but green. They'll keep the sun out of my eyes when I'm ploughing." "Certainly," the doctor replied. "Green ones you shall have." As the horse was leaving, he added, "The trouble is, anyone thinks they can be an animal doctor just because we don't complain. It actually takes a much cleverer person to be a good animal doctor than a people's doctor. My farmer's boy thinks he knows everything about horses. He tried to put a mustard plaster on me last week." "Where did he put it?" the doctor asked, intrigued. "Oh, he didn't get it on me," the horse chuckled. "He only tried to. I kicked him straight into the duck pond." Well," said the doctor. "I'm a patient creature," the horse explained. "But when that booby started messing with me after the vet was giving me the wrong medicine, I just couldn't take it anymore." "Did you hurt the boy much?" the doctor asked. "Oh no," the horse assured him. "I kicked him in the right place. The vet is looking after him now. When will my glasses be ready?" "Next week," the doctor promised. Sure enough, John Dolittle got a fine big pair of green spectacles, and the plough horse could see perfectly again. Soon, it wasn't unusual to see farm animals all around the countryside wearing glasses. A blind horse became a thing of the past. It was the same with all the animals. Once they realized he could understand them, they could tell him exactly where it hurt, which made curing them easy. The animals told their friends and families about the wonderful doctor in the little house with the big garden. Soon, his garden was always crowded with creatures of all shapes and sizes, from harvest mice and water voles to badgers and bats, all waiting to see him. He had to install special doors for his patients. Horses was written over the front door, cows over the side door, and sheep on the kitchen door. Even the mice had their own tiny tunnel into the cellar, where they'd wait patiently in line. Within a few years, every living thing for miles around knew about John Dolittle. MD birds flying south for the winter spread the news to animals in foreign lands. He became famous all over the world, not among people, but among the animals, and he was happier than he had ever been. One afternoon, Polynesia was sitting in her usual spot by the window, watching the leaves blow. Suddenly, she laughed. "What is it, Polynesia?" the doctor asked, looking up from his book. "I was just thinking," she said, "about people. People make me sick sometimes. They think they're so wonderful. The world has been around for thousands of years, and the only thing people have learned in animal language is that a dog wagging its tail means it's happy. It's funny, isn't it? You're the first man to ever truly talk like us. She continued her rant. Oh, they put on such airs, talking about the dumb animals. Damn, I knew a macaw who could say good morning in 7 different ways without opening his mouth. He knew every language, even Greek. An old professor bought him, but the macaw left. He said the professor's Greek was terrible and he could understand listening to it being taught wrong. People, I suppose if they ever learn to fly like a common sparrow, will never hear the end of it. The doctor smiled. You're a wise old bird, he said. How old are you, really? I'm not quite sure, Polynesia replied. Either 183 or 182. But I know that when I first came here from Africa, King Charles was still hiding in an oak tree. I saw him myself. He looked scared to death, and that's how a kind, quiet man became the world's greatest animal doctor, simply by taking the time to listen. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What are our own animals trying to tell us? Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing stories.